Heights, Madison Heath, Ebony Van Eynd, Brianna Green, Matisse Kennedy, Cara Cassidy, Tiana Lascott, and Brianna Hosey. On the bench, Rhiannon Burjowski, Mackenzie Jackson, Brianna Zamek, and Taylor Napier. The Blacktown squad is coached by Phil Cassidy, Ben Maguire, and Madison Maguire. And now for your home team. Leading off, Sayaka Mori, Riley Delacour-Batch, Claire O'Sullivan, Laura Need, Rebecca Nelson, Kayla Johnston, Stephanie Amara, Iris and Kira King. On the bench, Matea Khan, Quincy Hindmarsh, Olivia Jackson, and Jessica Kennedy. The Dolphins squad is headed by Peter Needs. If you can stand, take off your hats for playing the Australian national anthem. Good luck to both teams tonight. Level!
Nothing screams New South Wales finals like a 3-hour rain delay. Welcome to the New South Wales Women's League First Grade Grand Final. We have waited out the storm. The tarp went on very early before the rain actually came in. We've had tarp slides, we've had tarp cam, and now it's time for first pitch to decide the winner of our 2025-26 first grade women's competition. Luke Eisenhower here to bring you all the action over the next at least 7 innings, maybe 5, maybe more. We'll see how things play out before we crown a champion. It's last year's champions, the Blacktown Workers, taking on the champions from 2 years ago, the first time we've seen this matchup in the last 3 seasons, with Ride getting in the way of both of these teams the last 2 years. Dolphins winning the major semi-final a fortnight ago. Blacktown finishing Ride's season last week, setting the stage for this evening's fixture. It was this afternoon. We originally had a half an hour delay with the under-18s game earlier, running a little bit late. And then it was decided to get the tarp on before the rain, given the amount of baseball still to play over the course of the next 10 days. Claire O'Sullivan on the bump for the Eastern Suburbs Dolphins. The defensive lineup for Eastern Suburbs. Stephanie Yamada in left, Kayla Johnston in centre, Rebecca Nelson is in right field. Kira King at third, the shortstop Sayaka Mori. At second base, Iris Ong. Laura Needs at first, and the catcher Riley Delacour Batch. Matty Irwin will get us underway. As Barb just has to pause for a moment. She's still got her elbow sleeve on. Little Needs will go and remove it for her, stick it in her back pocket. What's another delay? We've had 3.5 hours worth of them so far. Another 30 seconds won't hurt. And Bev fires in the first pitch of our grand final, but it's down low for ball one. And we're finally underway, 3 hours and 38 minutes later from originally scheduled. Fires back with a strike to Irwin, 1-1. There's 14 innings on the year for Claire O'Sullivan. 4 of them starts, 2 in relief. She went 3 innings against Blacktown a fortnight ago, faced 13 batters. Now about 4 runs, all earned on 4 hits. Striking out 3. She had 15 strikeouts on the year, walked 8 hitters and pitched to a 2.5 ERA. The regular season ERA was just .636, but obviously only across 11 innings. That one popped up into right field, but taken over there by Rebecca Nelson for out number 1. That one just getting a little bit in on Irwin. Rotated her body to get barrel on it, but it was lifted in the air and easily taken in right field. Popped up left side. Kira King underneath that one, and 2 pitches, 2 outs with Helden House retired on the pop-up to third base. 2 away here. Maddie Heath will be the third hitter. The rest of their lineup, Emily Van Ennard, Brianna Green, Matthias Kennedy, followed by Cara Cassidy in the 7th hole, Tiana La Scala batting 8th, and Brianna Hosey batting 9. Ball 1 to Maddie Heath. And one also just missing on the outside corner, so quickly ahead 2-0 is the Blacktown catcher. Lifted into centre field. Back for it, Johnson. She's running a long way to get it. That's bouncing towards the warning track, although it stops out on that very wet grass out in centre field. Expect to see that a lot this evening. The ball won't be travelling too far once it does find the terra firma out there. But that one over the header, Johnson thought it might have been a regular pop-up, but Maddie Heath got a lot of that. And she's standing on second with a 2-out double here in the first. 484 hitter on the year. That's her 4th double. Got a double last week and a 2-for-4 day against Ryde. Ebony Van Andel will try and drive in. Heath now from second. And give Blacktown an early lead. Outside corner, too high for ball 1. Umpires, Leanne Gearside calling balls and strikes. Glenn Taylor at first, Paul Jones at third. Popped up, left side. Sullivan after it, but it'll probably fall out of play. She covered a lot of ground, but it fell into the Blacktown dugout. And it's a high and long strike. The left-handed hitting Ebony Van Andel. Count now 1-1. Chance for the Workers to take the lead. An early lead here in the first. Matty Heath having a look around the field umpire in Paul Jones. Back up the middle goes Van Andel. Johnston in for it. Heath's being waved home. Johnson won't have the arm. And Blacktown score first here in the women's first grade grand final. Ebony Van Andel going back up in the middle to drive home Matty Heath. And it's 1-0, the defending champs. Brianna Green, she's already got a medal around her neck. Manager of the Blacktown women's second grade team who were victorious last night. She's going to be plunked. That one in the leg. She'll take her place at first. Tough conditions for these girls. They've had to stick it out for the best part of the last 3.5 hours. They would have been here around 1 o'clock. Hoping to get on at 3. They watch the 18s go 4.5 hours. Now Matisse Kennedy. Check on Van Andel at second. For those watching at home, this will be the only game you see here at Blacktown this evening. The first grade between Blacktown and Baulkham Hills in the men's has been pushed back to tomorrow. Better conditions for tomorrow. So she'll get all 3 preliminary finals in with third grade, second grade and first grade on the schedule. And it's likely that first grade with them back up on Monday night for game 2. But stay tuned. 1-0 hitter Matisse Kennedy on the outside corner. That makes it 1-1. Blacktown looking for some more runs here in the first. Early runs are fun runs, whether it's round 1 or the grand final. To the right side, in for Ong. And fires over to Needs. And the inning comes to an end. But first run on the board for Blacktown. They'll lead it 1-0 heading to the bottom of the first. 1-0 bottom of the first here in our women's first grade grand final. It'll be the Eastern Suburbs Dolphins coming up to bat after Blacktown scored a run in the top of the first, coming with 2 out. Back-to-back hits. So Akamori, Riley, Delacour, Batch, and Claire O'Sullivan will be the first 3 hitters. The middle half of the order is Laura Needs, Rebecca Nelson, and Kayla Johnston. With Stephanie Yamada, Iris Ong, and Kira King to round things out in the bottom third. These two teams met a couple of weeks ago in a high-scoring affair, 16-11 the final. Dolphins scored 7 runs in the 6th. Blacktown scoring 5 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. It's falling short. They put the Dolphins straight through to the decider. Okamori went 3 for 4 with 2 runs in that game. Takes strike 1 from Ebony Van Enerd. Checks a swing but can't hold it back. Quickly ahead 0-2. Matisse Kennedy to Cara Heldenhouse and Cara Cassidy left to right for the workers. Bree Hosey at third, Maddie Irwin at short. Bianca Sculler's at second and Brianna Green is at first. And Maddie Heath is the catcher. Blacktown thought they had their first out. 0-2 caught a ball, that one. Lifted right side and out of play. Maury, 4.87 hitter. Hit to the light side. Hosey takes a step back and it eats her up. A roll into left field. Kennedy over there to clean it up. Finds it back in, and it's a lead-off aboard here for the Eastern Suburbs Dolphins. Tough play. That's that long hop it took before just tying Hosey up. Blacktown didn't get their first runner on base until there were 2 outs. Dolphins, they get the lead off the board. Riley Delacour bat, swings and misses at the high fastball from Van Enerd. Good pitchers get ahead in the count for our first pitch strikes and go from there. 35 and a third inning for Van Enerd. And I the runner in Maury. Popped up but out of play. 10 appearances, 9 starts. She came out of the bullpen back on October 11th through an inning in relief against MacArthur. Everything else has been from pitch number 1. Finished the regular season with a 3.84 ERA. Nominated as a pitcher of the year. 3 players nominated for that award in the Women's League Awards. One and 2, hit a Delacour batch. Down in the dirt. Heath can't block it, it gets away, and Maury will move up to third. The Dolphins will have 3 chances now to tie up this ball game. Count goes to 2 and 2. Just 23 earned runs on 45 hits for Van Enerd. That one missing outside. 35 strikeouts, 19 walks. They're the numbers you like to see. Close to 2-to-1 walk ratio. Did have 7 walks in last week's game, which is uncharacteristic for her. Had 10 through the regular season, 9 in the 2 final games so far. Delacour Batch stringing together a long plate appearance here. Trying to tie up the ball game. 2-2. In on the hands and fouled off. That back continues. "27 hits on the year for Delacour Batch, 4 of them for extra bases." And she's hit that one high and hard. Kennedy back for it. Maury's tagging, but that's over the head. And just short of the warning track. Delacour Batch thought about third base, pumped on the brakes. And the ball game tied here in the bottom of the first. Maury's scoring. Maury back to tag, and the ball easily over the head of Kennedy and left. And the leadoff single comes in to score. The leadoff error, rather. Comes in to score. Brings up the powerful Claire O'Sullivan. Check on the runner. Sullivan taken in the 3rd round of the Women's Professional Baseball League. Will turn out for New York in August, and the league gets underway for the first time. Pick number 14. Second of 4 players New South Wales picked. 3 of them in this game. The 4th one, Claire's sister Elodie, who now plying her trade over in Perth. Also becoming an accomplished female cricketer as well. And one too high. The check back at second. Delacour Batch getting dirty out there. The head first slide back into the bag. Count even at 2. Blacktown looking for their first out. That one ripped on a line. Kennedy sticks a glove out. Delacour Batch thought it was in the gap, and then she'll be doubled off easily at second. Hasn't bothered to touch the bag at third. Great running grab by Matisse Kennedy. She turns what was looking like a double. Well, it finishes in a double, but it's a double play. Range back, stuck the glove out. You see Delacour Batch head down. Whoops. Takes the shortcut back to the bag, so one way or another, she was out. And Blacktown dodged a bit of a bullet. Laura Needs takes strike 1. An injury-interrupted season for Lulu. We'll see plenty of that tonight. Ball's being thrown out of play. Either side of the dugout. The towels are going to get a working over. Tarp only covered so much ground. That one's going to be in the gap, is it? No, Takara Heldenhouse will run it down. Two great outfield plays by these Blacktown outfielders. But the Dolphins tie it up. It's 1-1. We're off to the second.
Now batting, Cara Cassidy. Now batting, Tiana La Scala.
First out here in the top of the second, Cara Cassidy flying out to left field for out number one. The outfielders hard at work already in the early stages of this Women's League Grand Final. Tiana La Scala takes a pitch up from Claire Sullivan for ball one. Blacktown with two outfield catches in the bottom of the first. Kayla Johnston with a long run. Got a ball hit over her head. Tees Kennedy with the big double play to get her team out of the spot of bother. And one fouled off. One and two hit La Scala. 7-8-9. In the top of the second, that's on the outside corner, missing for a ball. Now 2 and 2. That'll even up the count at 3-2. Good battle here by La Scala. Both teams with the run in the first. Swings and misses of that one. Gets away from Delacour Batch. Get back to it in time. High throw to Needs, but perfect work by the veteran first base to finalise the out. And 2 away. Blacktown scored their run with 2 out in the first. We'll see if Bree Hosey can keep it going for her team. Now it's off the first. That one up too high for a ball. Now 1-1. Swings underneath that one. Count now even at 2. Sullivan looking for a 1-2-3 against the bottom third of the order. Outside corner freezes Hosey. Sullivan gets the strike out. And the Dolphins retire. The work is in order. We're off to the bottom of the second, tied at 1.
Leading off for the Dolphins, Rebecca Nelson.
Rebecca Nelson, Kayla Johnston, Stephanie Yamada for the Dolphins to start us here in the bottom of inning number 2. High there from Van Eddard. Takes it for a ball. Sounds like someone in the crowd having fun. 3-0. Into the lead off. It's up and out of the zone, and that's 4-4. Nelson doesn't realise it. I thought I was wrong. That's pretty common around here. But I know Benny Price, my producer's never wrong. And he had that count right on point.
Johnston.
Although he has had a stressful start to this game. You'd think with the 3.5 hour delay, it had everything ready to go. But as technology so often does, something failed. And when you're a man under the pump, 1,000 things to do in 30 seconds. But as professional as he is, the count was right. And it was, in fact, ball 4. So Vanetta comes straight back with 2 quick strikes. Checks on the runner over at first. Caleb Johnston, the hitter. Interestingly, these teams never took the diamond against each other during the regular season. Although the Dolphins did finish the year with a 1-0 record against Blacktown, and that was a game where Blacktown didn't have the numbers to take the field. Tipped into the glove, and Johnston's down on strikes for out number 1. So a nice comeback for Ebony Van Ennard.
Now batting.
After walking the lead off on 4 straight pitches.
Yamada.
Stephanie Yamada steps up. Nicely blocked by Heath, but the runner goes. Heath couldn't find the ball. I think it might have blended into home plate. Seven hitter in the lineup for the Dolphins. Tipped into the glove. Nice swing by Yamada, but couldn't catch up to it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Misses that one as well. Lays off the ball down low. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Don't let that empty stand behind you fool you. There's plenty of supporters here on both sides. They're just sitting in the smart seats under cover. As Yamada strikes out for out number 1.
Now batting.
Unhappy with herself, throws the hands up in frustration. And Iris Ong takes that first offering from Van Ennard up and out of the zone for ball 1. A lead-off walk and then a strikeout so far here in the bottom of the 2nd. Blacktown finished the season as minor premiers. The only loss in the column was that forfeit to the Dolphins. Dolphins suffered 3 losses along the season. Finished the season 12-3. Scoring 193 runs and allowing 103. Which I'd say would be close to a record for the Dolphins. I don't think you can say too many times they've conceded 103 runs in a year. A lot of that would have to do with limited pitching from Claire O'Sullivan. Powerful player on both sides of the diamond. On the top of the zone. All wise enough to lay it off, and the count moves to 2-2. Blacktown, 162 runs scored and just 60 allowed. And one up and in. Azul jumping out of the way, trying to preserve her life. The count runs full. Pops that one off. Gets through the netting. Bounces off the roof and into the stand. Count remains 3-2. And then it steps off. Resets. And she'll draw the walk. So 2 on.
Now batting, Kira King.
And Garside and Maddie Heath just having a conversation. First pitch to King, misses for ball 1. And she can't stay with that one. Count moves to Paul and a strike. Runners at first and second, 2 out here for the Dolphins. Trying to give them the lead, but Van Ennett, rock solid on the mound. Stops that ball from getting through. And she'll throw Kira King out at first. And we'll complete the bottom of the second. We're through 2 here in our Women's League Grand Final. And we're tied at 1. Back in a moment.
Now batting, Madison Owen.
It'll be the 62nd pick of the WPBL in Matty Irwin. A Canberra native, taken in the 4th round. She'll be a teammate of Claire O'Sullivan's. And the newly formed league begins in August. And one on the inside corner. One ball and a strike into the Blacktown shortstop. One all ball game, top of the 3rd. Blacktown trying to go back to back. The Dolphins winners 2 seasons ago. First time we've seen this matchup. That one popped up, right side. Needs underneath it. Waves off Ong and makes the catch to retire Irwin for the first out.
Now batting, Takara Golden House.
And here is the first Australian picked up in that draft. It's Cara Heldenhouse going in the 2nd round. Taken with pick number 9. Cronulla Jr. are now the new Women's Development Officer for Baseball New South Wales. Lifts that one in the air. Long run for Johnston and Morey. Neither of them can get there, and it drops in for a base hit.
Now batting, Madison Heath.
So you get a lot of the barrel on it, but dropped it into a place where it couldn't be caught. Become a base runner here in the 3rd after Blacktown went down 1-2-3 in the 2nd. Curry goes. I don't think there was too much shock in that one. First pitch, she wasn't waiting around. He wants to be in scoring position. The power batter, Maddie Heath. She's already gone over Caleb Johnston in centre field once. Johnston in a very similar position she was back in the 1st. That's on the outside corner, missing for a ball. Heading the count here, 2-0. Heath healthy again after long layoffs with injuries. Back to playing her best baseball. Three to Maddie Heath. Sullivan checks on the runner at 2nd. Finds that one in for a strike. Maybe a touch high. But gets O'Sullivan into the count at 3-1. Former teammates Heath, she was at Greenway before injury shut her down for a couple of years. Breaking ball in there. Gets the call on this occasion. Started to go. Thought it might have been a strike. And when the strike 2 call didn't come, threw it back to the dugout. And now runners on first and second for Blacktown with 1 out.
Now batting, Ebony Van On.
Went back up the middle, back in the first to drive in. Heath from second. Top of the zone. 4-1 to Van Ennard. And one hit high into right field. Coming in is Nelson. She won't get there. She'll pick it up on a hop. Heath, sorry, Geldenhouse rather. Slams on the brakes over at third. Phil Cassidy with the big stop sign over there. Didn't want to run into an out at home plate. As Blacktown load the bases.
Now batting, Brianna Green.
Blacktown threatening again here in the third. Top of the order, getting it done. What can Bree Green do? It's the first pitch strike. Happy just to look at one. And one lifted right side. It could get over the head of Nelson. She's back for it. Sticks out the glove. She won't be able to get it. It's going to score Takara. Heath being waved around third. She's coming in to score. And first to third goes Ebony Van Ennard. And it's a 2-run single for Bree Green to extend Blacktown's lead. Green had to slam on the brakes at first. Van Ennard was holding up just to make sure the ball dropped. She ended up going to third, Van Ennard. But Green didn't want to get herself into trouble. She'll happily accept the single and take the 2 ribbies.
Now batting, Matisse Kennedy.
Blacktown applying some pressure here in the third. Remember, we played 7 innings. Seven innings is the regulation for the Women's League. But we played a normal baseball rule, so if extras are needed, we'll use them. If there's a blowout, we can finish early. Outside corner finds the zone against Matisse Kennedy. She's 0 for 1 tonight. And one hard on the ground. Maury in for it. She's only going to have one play, and that's over to first. The throw drag needs away from the bag, but she'll apply the tag to retire Kennedy. It'll be an RBI ground out, and it's a 4th run on the board for Blacktown.
Now batting, Cara Cassidy.
Cara Cassidy bats with 2 out and a runner on third. 3 runs already in the inning for Blacktown. And Cara Cassidy wears one in the shoulder.
Tiana La Scala.
2 away now with runners on the corners. After the hit by a pitch. 1 per team now with... Sorry, it's 2 with Brianna Green. In the first inning. Second hit batter for Blacktown. Cassidy goes, the throw down. Almost in time. Maury came in to cut it off. In case Green decided to advance. I reckon if Maury stays back, she might have had a play on Cassidy, who chose not to slide. The pitch misses out for 1-1. Scala on the ground to the right side. Iris Ong over. Throws a strike to Laura Needs. To retire the side. But Blacktown get 3 in the third. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the Dolphins up when we come back.
Leading off for the Dolphins, Sayaka Mori.
Sayaka Mori will lead it off. Both teams sending their lead off to the plate to start the third inning. So will history repeat itself? Both teams scored a run in the first. Blacktown with their lead off scored 3. Can the Dolphins with their lead off have a 3-run inning of their own? 3 runs coming on 3 hits in the third for Blacktown. Something nice and clean about all those 3s right there. Swing and miss by Mori. Behind in this count 1 and 2. Can't stay with off that one. Maury swings out on a non-competitive pitch. Goes after it.
Now batting, Riley Delacour Batch.
Is out number 1. Tipped in the glove by Delacour Batch. 0-1. It's out of the way of that one. Even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Drives that one into right centre field. Cassidy over to it. Threatening to go through the gap at one point, but the wet grass out there is going to slow balls down once they hit the ground. And Riley Delacour Batch gets herself aboard.
O'Sullivan.
So second hit of the night. 2 for 2. Drove in Maury back in the first. Passes the baton to Claire O'Sullivan. Ball gets away, and Delacour Batch will move up to second. A ran past ball for Maddie Heath. Maybe a wild pitch. Dirty looks from the scorer sitting next to me. I'm sure Maddie Heath will be happy for it to be called a wild pitch as well. But a rare miss by Maddie Heath. She's normally all over that. Gets away, but not far enough. Heath frustrated. Back-to-back pitches she hasn't been able to corral. Nothing she could do there. Nothing that Claire O'Sullivan has to do. She's quite entitled to stand there so long as she doesn't move into the path. And sometimes when you try to avoid getting in the way, you only make things worse. And Maddie Maguire out to have a word. Bring the umpires together. Don't think there's a case. If this was a challenge, it would be unsuccessful. Actually, stick around post-game for the presentation of our first grade champions. We're back on air tomorrow at nice and early, I think at 9:30 with third grade, second grade, and then start of our first grade finals, preliminary final 3-game series. It was supposed to start on Wednesday. Maddie Maguire getting the answer, but not the one she wanted. And don't think there was really anything that could have changed. 2-0 here to Claire O'Sullivan. That one's up and in, and Claire O'Sullivan will be aboard. It will be the Dolphins' first hit by a pitch of the ball game after Blacktown have worn 2 to the body.
Coming up to that, Laura Needs.
So a pair of runners on for the Dolphins with 1 out. Same way Blacktown drew things up in the previous. Lead off retired, and they drove in 3. Laura Needs. Sullivan. He'll move up to second. A throw down. Wasn't in time. Well, Sullivan looked like she just jogged into second. Coming in to score is Delacour Batch. The throw just died on Maddie Irwin there at shortstop. Sullivan maybe not expecting the throw to go all the way through. 1-on-1 here to Needs. Didn't start the season until the 7th of February due to injury. And one poked right side. That'll be good enough for a base hit. She'll head around first. She'll have herself a double. And it'll be a double with an RBI attached. Claire O'Sullivan jogs home. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-run ball game here in the third. Needs went down deep to get that one. Just tied herself up around her feet trying to touch the bag and head around to second.
Rebecca Nelson.
Second extra base hit of the year. And just her 5th game of the year. Becca Nelson takes that pitch on the outer corner for a called strike. Fouls that one off, 1 and 2. Still only 1 out. Workers trying to get themselves out of this. Dolphins have responded with 2 in the bottom after Blacktown got 3 in the top. Nelson drives that into left field. That'll be down for a base hit in front of Matisse Kennedy. Dolphins working hard here. Just passing the baton 1 hitter at a time.
Now batting, Kayla Johnston.
Kayla Johnston with the next assignment for the Dolphins. Popped up on the infield. Van Eden underneath it. Bree Green and Tiana Lascala not there in time. And Johnson's retired for the second out.
Now batting, Stephanie Yamada.
So 2 away, trying to extend that runner at third and first. Popped it up right side. Bree Green back for it. She makes an easy grab. And Blacktown, they do get out of the inning, but Dolphins respond with 2. It's 4-3 Blacktown heading to the 4th.
Now batting, Brianna Hosey.
Briozzi strikes out to start things here in the fourth. 9-1-2 for Blacktown. One away with the strikeout.
Now batting for Blacktown, Madison Irwin.
We go back to the top of the order with Matty Irwin. We're in the fourth inning of a 4-3 ball game. Now one lifted in the sky, could be trouble. Nice running grab by Kayla Johnston. Coming all the way in from centre field, playing way back. Ung couldn't get there, Nelson couldn't get there.
Now batting to Cara Geldenhouse.
And 2 quick outs for Blacktown here in the fourth. Season high pitches now for Claire O'Sullivan with that one. That was pitch number 59. The previous top was 58 a fortnight ago against Blacktown. That one popped up right side. That could land. It's a big Bermuda triangle. Laura Needs is out there. Heldenhouse puts on the Jets. Head first into second. Safe with a hustle double for Takara Heldenhouse with 2 out here in the fourth. Pair of high pop-up fly balls. She had to go down for that one to pick it up from the bottom of the zone. You look at the heads looking towards the sky. A great throw from Needs. But the speed of Heldenhouse gets her in there just before the tag of Maury. And that's a 2-out double for Blacktown.
Now batting, Madison Heath.
Claire O'Sullivan went 3 innings against Blacktown a fortnight ago in that major semi-final. And one at the bottom of the zone. He didn't like it. 0-1. Gave up 4 runs all earned on with 2 walks, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts rather, 4 hits. 58 pitches, 35 strikes. Stretching out here. Hard on the ground and through the legs of Kira King. Heldenhouse rounds third. She'll be waved home and in to score. The throw gets away from the catcher. And Maddie Heath with a big RBI. And she stands second. That throw came home to try and get Heldenhouse, but also speed that was going to get her there. The hot corner called that for a reason. The ball gets to you very, very quickly. Throw for Maury slipping out of the hand and sailing over the hand of Delacour Batch. Ebony Van Ennard finds herself in the same position as she was in the first with 2 out and a runner on second. It's the same runner in Maddie Heath. Last time she went straight back up the middle. And she extended this Blacktown Workers lead. with something similar. Top of the zone, 1-1. Now 5 runs, 4 earned on 6 hits and 3 strikeouts for Claire O'Sullivan. Just trying to get through 4. Then maybe it'll be time for Iris Ong. It's been absolutely outstanding for the Dolphins. And 1 out of the zone. 2-1. Popped up left side, out of play. Count will go to 2-2. Fouls it off, back into a body and out of play. And it just steps away. Lifted left side. And taken out by Yamada in left field to bring the inning to an end. But it's 1 more on the board for Blacktown. It's 5-3. Off to the bottom of the 4th we go.
Leading off for the Dolphins, Iris.
Iris Ong takes the first pitch from Ebony Van Etten for a ball. Looks like Van Etten might have had a bit of moisture on her fingers. Went straight to her pants as soon as that ball was released. 1-on-1 hit Ong. Bottom of the zone. 2-1. How long till the Dolphins go to their bullpen? Might be tricky with Ong hitting. Limited time to warm up, although she was throwing the previous time, or in the previous inning rather, when the Dolphins were hitting. Got enough time for her to take over things in the fifth. Or has Claire O'Sullivan got one more inning in her? Strike three for Ong.
Now batting, Kira King.
One away for Kira King. It'll be 5, 6, 7 for Blacktown in the top of the fifth inning. Maybe one more for Claire, and then Ong start with 8, 9, 1. They do keep it clean. Kira King to shortstop. Tough play for Irwin. She took her time, but she knew she had the time. Throws out King at first. A strikeout and a ground out to start things here in the home half of the fourth.
Now batting, Sayaka
Got to her on
Mori.
the 3 bounces. Thought she might have just taken one extra step than necessary, but she knew what she was doing. Had it timed to perfection to get King by a step for out number 2. Brings up Sayaka Mori. Back to the top of the order for the Dolphins. Blocked nicely by Heath. 1-1. Count now 2-1. Van Etten at 72 pitches. He went 100 last week. Ducks out of that one and draws a 2-out walk.
Coming up to bat,
104
Riley
pitches last week for
Batch.
Ebony Van Etten. Plenty of bullets left in the tank. Talk of relief calls for these teams as Matty Maguire is going to come out and have a chat with Van Etten just to course correct after the 2-out walk. No stress just yet. Matty Irwin would probably be the next option for Blacktown. Although we look at that game a fortnight ago, as the bullpen it got knocked around, Irwin giving up 7 earned runs on 7 hits in an inning and a third. It was 9-4 at the time in the 6th. And if Blacktown thought they were a chance of a comeback, that was almost certainly snubbed out in that 6th inning with Dolphins putting on 7. Maybe the Dolphins want to force the pitching change. So often do you see a player bounce back after a tough outing. That'll be certainly in the back of Matty Irwin's mind when she gets a chance on the mound here tonight. Last year's grand final, of course, played midweek, and I was talking to some of the girls prior to the game, and they said how boring and hollow it felt. Playing on a Tuesday night in front of limited family and friends and having to wake up and go to work the next day. Whereas we get the game in tonight, I can go out and celebrate and come back to the ballpark tomorrow and cheer on their third grade and first grade men's side. With their second grade men's side already in, they're decided next week or whenever we get it played. No one gets away, it's ball 4, so it won't matter. Back to back. 2 out walks.
Coming up to bat, Claire O'Sullivan.
That brings up Claire O'Sullivan. At the feet of Heath. Can't find it. Both runners move up 90 feet. So the Dolphins with a tying run in scoring position. And one of the most powerful bats in this league at the plate. Not a lot of players hit it out of here at the best of times at any level. Claire O'Sullivan is certainly one of those who could threaten the fence. Command from Ebony Van Enter, just getting away from her. Back-to-back walks with 2 out and a 3-0 count here to Claire O'Sullivan. They do have first base open, but they have Laura Needs waiting on deck. That one's high and tight. And it is a 4-pitch walk for Claire O'Sullivan. And Manny Maguire. Give Van Enter one more at bat.
Laura Needs.
Strike one in there to Lulu after 4 pitches. That were balls to Claire O'Sullivan. One in the dirt, blocked by Heath. .84 pitches now for Van Enter. Above that 21 an inning. And that's missing again for 2 and 1. 5 runs on 6 hits for Blacktown. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Dolphins. But a 5th hit in this ball game could tie it up. Straight back up the middle. Past the diving second base, Lascala, and that 5th hit will tie up this ball game. Sliding into second is Delacour Batch. He scores for the 2nd time tonight. And we're all tied here at Blacktown. Veteran hitter doing veteran things. 2 2-out walks. And that'll be the night for Ebony Van Enter. She'll lead with runners on the corners. And a tie ball game. We'll break for the pitching change and come back. Well, it wouldn't be a grand final without a little bit of controversy, and we've even had ourselves an ejection here in the top of the fifth. Blacktown going to their bullpen for Madison Irwin, as we predicted might happen at some point. But with the Dolphins tying up the game, Matty Maguire said that was enough for Ebony Van Ennard.
Rebecca Nelson.
And they turn to Madison Irwin, WPBL bound player later this year. Just going to try and find the final out of this inning. We'll explain everything that happened as we go here. There were two things that happened. Well, two things which led to the third thing. And that was the ejection of Madison Maguire. When Maddie Maguire went out to make the change, she went straight to the mound. And when you do that, that player is out of the game, regardless of if they're listed as a designated hitter or not. You have to go to the umpire to make the change if you want to leave the player in the game. That is the rules of baseball. And Maddie Maguire didn't apply that change. Because she went straight to the mound, that meant Ebony Van Ennard was coming straight out of the game, even though she was listed as a DH under the Otani rule. And that is what the ensuing discussions and arguments then followed. A lengthy delay, which ended in the frustration of Maddie Maguire building up to the lengths that saw her ejected. She said the magic word, and her night comes to an early end. So 5-all ball game here, top of the fifth. Bottom of the fourth. Wait, where are we? Yes, bottom of the fourth. There we go. We're on the home stretch of this Women's League Grand Final, and Maddie Irwin starts her assignment with a walk, which will load the bases for Kayla Johnston.
Now batting,
Rebecca Nelson doing the walking up to first. The bases full of Dolphins. Kayla Johnston, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a pop-up. It was Irwin that gave up 7 runs against the Dolphins a fortnight ago. Didn't lose Blacktown the game, but it made any late inning comeback nigh impossible. As it turns out, it was the difference, given the Blacktown scored runs in the bottom of the 6th and 7th, which would have won them the game had it have been unclean inning. That one missing on the outside, much to the disappointment of the Blacktown fans, but that's out of the zone for a ball. And the count now 3-0. That one riding inside, and that's a 4-pitch walk for Kayla Johnston. Back-to-back walks. That's 4 of them now in the inning. All of them coming with 2 out. And the Dolphins take the lead for the first time here in the grand final.
Coming up to bat, Stephanie Yamada.
The Dolphins with the lead now. Bottom of the 4th. And 2 out. A strikeout and a ground out, start of the inning. And Ben Maguire's going to come out and just settle things down with Maddie Irwin on the mound. Three straight walks and the single to Laura Needs tied up the ball game. Pitching change, the ejection, and then back-to-back walks here have given the Dolphins the lead. Benny Maguire just out there giving instructions to Maddie Irwin. And Gearside will go out and break it up. Blacktown looking for an out. The Dolphins looking to extend their lead. Top of the zone, laid off. They ask, did she go? And the answer is no, 2-0. Here to Yamada. On the ground, Hosey charging. She can't make the play. The ball skips away. Hosey just had to let that ball come to her and step on a bag. Easier said than done sometimes. Yeah, she plays that at regulation depth. She's well ahead of the runner, Nelson, and they're out of the inning, but the error will continue things. Iris Ong, the batter.
Iris Ong.
And how does this play out for Claire O'Sullivan? Has the long break been too much, or is the break what she needed? She did spend a considerable time standing out on the base path during the pitching change and everything that happened after it. Two and one. Outside corner. Clips the zone. Even the count at 2-2, and Blacktown a strike away from ending this inning. Crowd goes silent. Strike three call down the middle. Ong's frozen. Blacktown dodged a bullet, but Dolphins put up 4. It's a new ball game as we head to the championship innings here at Blacktown.
Now batting, Brianna Green.
Well, we move to the championship innings. We're heading home. 5, 6, 7 the innings coming up. We've got 5, 6, 7 the batters for Blacktown. Bree Green will lead it off. She's driven in 2. She has a hit by a pitch on a 1-for-1 night. The question we asked earlier, what do the Dolphins do with O'Sullivan? Well, she's back out here for a fifth inning, the deepest she's gone on an abbreviated pitching season. Hit hard up the line, but foul. One ball and one strike. This game taking on a new complexion with a 4-run inning for the Dolphins in the bottom of the fourth, giving them the lead. Blacktown making the pitching change and losing their manager in Madison Maguire. Two and one here to Green. Four runs for the Dolphins, coming with two out. Blacktown got their first run with two out to start the ball game. Bottom of the zone to Bree Green. Didn't like the call. And the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The whistles get louder. No bongo drums tonight. Just the whistles and the rattlers from the Blacktown supporters. Up the line, but foul. Ripped into left field for a base hit. Just what Blacktown need. They need base runners, and Bree Green's the first of them. As they look to tie this ball game up and get their noses back in front.
Now batting, Matisse Kennedy.
2-2 pitch, roped into left field. Just the first lead-off batter for Blacktown to reach tonight. Maddie Irwin flew out to start the game. Cara Cassidy flew out to start the second. Maddie Irwin flew out to start the third. And Bree Hosey struck out to start the fourth. Back up the middle, tough play for Morris. She can't get there, dives over the top of it. Matisse Kennedy goes back to back for Blacktown. And that's 2 on and nobody out.
Batting now, Cara Cassidy.
Thought Pete Needs might have come out for a visit, but he's just changing baseballs. Got a dry one out there. Cara Cassidy the next to hit. 0 for 1 tonight. Check on the runner. Green inadvertently kicks the ball away. Feet first slide back into the bag. Obviously unintentional. Popped up. Now to play from Cassidy, 0-2. In fact, that was the first pitch with the pickoff attempt over to second, so it's 0-1. 0 for 1 with a hit by a pitch for Cara Cassidy tonight. Hit on the ground, dangerous play. Kira King over to it, she can't get a handle. Hit along the ground. Slow roller on the infield. off the lower part of the barrel. And now the base is loaded for Blacktown, nobody out.
Coming up to bat, Tiana La Scala.
And Tiana La Scala do something for the workers. Fouls that pitch off. Ground out and struck out so far tonight. .360 hitter on the season. Pops it up right side, needs over for it. In foul territory, she'll make the catch. Big out for the Dolphins here to start the fifth.
Now batting, Brianna Hosey.
That'll be the 9-hole hitter in Hosey. Tough night for her over at third. Should love to drive in a couple of runs and tie the ball game up. Green at third, Kennedy at second, Cassidy at first. Single, single, single. All of them coming with nobody out. Top of the zone, called a ball. Strike count and ground out for Hosey so far. Outside corner. Gets the call on that occasion. 2-0 now for 2-1. Swung on a missed and leaving the count at twos. Dolphins trying to get back to the top of the order with 2 out. Hosey just 5 hits on the year from a 24 at-bats. 13 strikeouts, 12 walks. Sullivan goes fishing, but no biting out there. The count full with 1 out. Sullivan needs her best pitch here to get the 9-hole hitter out. Can't walk in a run. Swing and a miss. She does find the best pitch. Gets Hosey for a second time tonight. And there's 2 out for the Dolphins.
Now batting, Madison Irwin.
And that looks like the night is over for Claire O'Sullivan. Pete Needs goes to the umpire to make the change. And Claire's night done after 4 2/3. Pitch count at 87. It'll be Iris Ong to take over on the mound. Try and steer the Dolphins home. It'll be the top of the order for Blacktown with Maddie Irwin scheduled to hit next. Claire O'Sullivan will take over at short, so Akamori will move from shortstop to second base. It was a run each in the first. Blacktown's coming with 2 out. Dolphins, their run coming before and out. Blacktown got 3 in the third. The Dolphins responded with 2 in the fourth. And we've had a very long fourth inning. Blacktown scoring a run in the top half. The Dolphins taking the opportunity of 3 straight 2-out walks to then drive in 4. It's 5 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for Blacktown. 7 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for the Dolphins. The night done for Ebony Van Ennard, 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, only 5 of them were earned. She walked 5, struck out 4. And the final series, a tough one for her, especially the last 2 weeks with 12 walks when she walked single figures on the year. Ebony Van Ennard, 87 pitches, 44 for strikes. Claire O'Sullivan, she'll leave the bases loaded. She'll be inherited. She'll be responsible for the 3 runners. And Inesall will try and get her off the hook. Wong has had an absolute massive year in relief for the Dolphins. An ERA at 0.5, I believe it is. "14 innings, all in relief. 5's in a strike to Maddie Irwin. It's 1-1. An ERA after the regular season of .618. That took a bit of a battering to 1.5 once she gave up 2 earned runs against Blacktown in the semi on 2 2/3 innings. Breaking ball, fouled off by Irwin. You got to remember, this is only the second time these 2 teams have met, with 2 of the 3 regular season matchups washed out and Blacktown having to forfeit the first of them. They've met twice now in the space of 3 weeks. Wong just taking her time on the mound, finding the pitch she wants from a catcher. Irwin will ask for time and have it granted. We'll come back and do it all over again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Maddie Irwin. Just 0 for 3 tonight. Ripped down the line, but foul. Fly out, pop out, fly out for Maddie Irwin. Bottom of the zone. Ung thought she might have had the call, but the gear side wasn't convinced, and the count is 2-2. Dolphins the home side after winning the major semi-final. Blacktown the minor premiers. Had the go past ride last week. Outside for ball 3. So now the count is full and the bases are loaded. Big pitch coming for the Dolphins. Can they preserve their 2-run lead? Or Blacktown going to get a run or 2 back? The 3-2 lifted, left side. Underneath it is Maury, who drops it. It's Maury who moved over to third rather than second, as I suggested. Kira King went from third to second. And Sayaka Maury just put down a routine catch in foul territory. And Blacktown with a big opportunity, a big life here in the top of the 5th. Remember the runners and the responsibility of Claire O'Sullivan. Popped up, foul on the roof. Roll back behind us. Get another 3-2. Advantage. Ball 4. And it's a big bases loaded walk for Blacktown. They cut the margin to 1. And they're not done yet. The Boston bound Takara Heldenhouse.
Now batting, Takara Heldenhouse.
The league that'll take place at Robin Roberts Stadium in Springfield, Illinois. Tries to lean into it, but he's in the zone, 1-0. Pleading for a strike. Season will kick off on the 1st of August. 4 weeks of the regular season, an All-Star week, and 2 weeks of playoffs. 4-team WPBL. Featuring 4 players from New South Wales, 3 current and 1 former. Two-0 fouled off by Heldenhouse. And Ung gets herself in the count. 1-run ball game here, top of the 5th. Ung with the floating breaking pitch there. Trying to tempt either Heldenhouse into a swing or the umpire gear side into a strike call, but got neither, and it's now 3-1. And at the risk of walking in the game-tying run. Top of the zone, and that's exactly what happens. Heldenhouse is pumped up as she runs up to first. Matisse Kennedy comes in to tie it up. And it's 7-all here in the top of the 5th. Morris Ung has been so strong all year. Back-to-back walks to start her assignment. It's tough coming into the game when the bases are loaded, let alone in a 2-run ball game with your opposition gaining momentum. Maddie Heath takes that pitch inside. It's a good spot for Ung to live, but she's not getting the call she needs. And maybe a bit of frustration starting to set in. Top of the zone, a called strike. Gets back-to-back strike calls. And 1 pitch away from leaving the Blacktown bases loaded. Dolphins still have 3 innings to play. A ball called on Ung. Paul Jones points out an indiscretion, and Blacktown take the lead after back-to-back walks. And then a balk call. Laura Needs looks like she got the explanation. Now Pete will go out and ask for it as well. Have a look at the replay. Oh yes, just the adjustment of that front foot. Popped up into centre field and down for a base hit. 2 more runs will score for Blacktown. Maddie Heath gets the job done. Irwin and Heldon House, the 2 walks issued by Org, come around to score. And Blacktown get to 10. It's a 5-run fifth for the workers.
Now batting, Rhiannon Bojowski.
Right side for Boyarski, the first pitch she sees of this grand final. She was the eventual replacement for Ebony Van Ennard. She flies out to right field to end the inning, but a big one for Blacktown. They put up 5. Great way to respond. And it's time to stretch here at Blacktown. The workers leading 10-7. Kira King will lead it off with a 9-1-2 for the Dolphins. Now trailing this ball game by 3. They trailed by 3 when they came to bat in the bottom of the 3rd and made it a 1-run game before taking the lead in the 4th. This seesawing affair continues. Matty Irwin back out, trying to shut down this Dolphins offense. Swing and a miss. After a couple of balls to start the at-bat, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Can't catch up to that one. It's 2-2. Blacktown would love it. 1-2-3 here. Strike 3 caught on the outside corner. King stepped away, expecting a ball. The in-gear side said strike 3, my friend, and that's the first out. Might do a check around some other sports happening around the country, or around the state, in fact. Big game out at Homebush. it wasn't for a 3.5-hour rain delay, I could have been there myself. It's the Women's Asian Cup final. It's 1-0 Japan, just on half-time. Fouled off by Mori. And if your name's Chris Ings and you're sitting at home after the Borkham Hills first grade game was cancelled, you would have been happy to see your Tigers get an 8-point try right before half-time to take the lead over the Bunnies, 14-12. Strike three, back-to-back punch-outs for Madison Irwin. She's really eyeing off that 1-2-3 inning.
Now batting, Riley.
12 minutes gone in the second half of the Tigers and Bunnies game, and the score remains 14-12. Tigers going bang-bang inside 2 minutes to close out the half. Or if you're a basketball fan, like our scoreboard operator Vera Bottom, it's 112-68. The Kings in the first game of the NBL Championship Series. That one right side. Great pickup by Boyarski. The defensive replacement comes out. Makes a great grab. And on 8 pitches, Madison Irwin gets out of the inning. We're off to the 6th here at Blacktown, 10-7, the Workers lead. Bree Green to lead it off for Blacktown. 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, and a hit by pitch so far on the night. Workers in front, leading 10-7. We're in the final 2 innings of regulation of this grand final. 2 hours and 25 minutes of game time so far. You generally get games drag out in high-scoring affairs. That one on the ground, though. Sullivan, first action defensively for her. And she links up with her newly minted fiancé in Lauren Eads over at first base for out number 1. Big congratulations to those two on their big announcement during the week.
Now batting, Matisse.
Couple of pumps into the glove just to line up the radar for out number 1 to bring up Matisse Kennedy. Kicks a leg out of that one. The crowd encouraging her to stay in it and wear it. Fancies herself as a knee model, didn't want any bruises on it. 1-0, popped up. Tough play for Johnston. She ran down the last one though. This one carries a little bit further. And it's back-to-back outs for the Dolphins on defense.
Cassidy.
Looping curveball from Ong, not getting the job done there to start the Cara Cassidy at bat 1-0. Fouls off that pitch. It's over the first net, collects the second net and drops to the lower part of the concourse for 1-1. Dolphins maybe with another arm warming up off to the side. Unfortunately, bullpens are a bit of a mess tonight, so players having to utilise other parts of the ballpark. And just as well, we have got a sellout crowd here at Blacktown. A little bit of room for them to stretch out. But 1-2 here to Cara Cassidy. Ong trying to put her away. Popped up, left side. Out for it is O'Sullivan. In for it is Nelson. In fact, it's Yamada. And she makes a very diving catch to make the out. Get in there just in time. And finishes the inning to bring the Dolphins up in the bottom half when we come back.
Leading off for the Dolphins, Claire O'Sullivan.
Claire O'Sullivan to lead us off, bottom of the sixth, and the Dolphins trailing by 3. What late drama do we have here? Just 9 outs remaining in regulation. Both sides working 1, 2, 3. And then last 2 defensive efforts. Breaking pitch. Missing for ball 2. Two-0. Change up in there for a called strike. It's now 2-1. We can't find the zone with that one, and the count goes to 3-1. And the walk drawn by Claire O'Sullivan, an important one for her team. They're trying to erase this 3-run deficit. Laura Needs had a big hit with the bases loaded in that 4-run fourth. Trying to put together a big 6th inning here. Bring her team back into the contest. Owen looking for outs. A run of 7 outs come to an end with that walk to Bev. Blacktown would love a double play right now. Down and in to Lulu. Mateo Khan warming up for Dolphins. O'Sullivan goes. La Scala. Was drawn by the base stealing of Claire O'Sullivan, which opened up the left side for the base hit for Laura Needs. That'll be Lulu's 3rd hit of the night.
Up to bat, Rebecca Nelson.
Now it's the time of game where you start thinking about most valuable player. No one has really stood out. Both the starting pitchers had their struggles. Could have come down to a hitter. Could have come down to a bullpen arm. Desiree Edgley took out the honours last night, back-to-back grand final MVPs for her in 2nd grade. Allowing just 1 earned run in 5 2/3 innings. That one on the inside corner. Nicely located there by Irwin to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Double steal. O'Sullivan into 3rd. Won't face a throw. Heath hanging on to it. Bev just landing a little bit awkward over there at 3rd base. Ends up in the hook slide position. Maybe not quite planned. Don't know if we've got a replay of it. There it is. Ball high there to Nelson. Count now 3-1. That's ball 4. Bottom of the zone. That'll load the bases. Blacktown bench is still, no movement from Benny Maguire.
Johnston.
Michaela Johnston. One sails away. Nicely handled by Maddie Heath. She had a tough night behind the dish. Kept very busy. Johnston walked back in that 4th inning after striking out, popping out in her earlier 2 trips to the plate. Now Benny Maguire comes out to have a word with Maddie Irwin. This will be the 3rd visit. Blacktown, of course, you get 5 total in the game. There's Benny just checking in with crew chief Paul Jones. Confirms that was the 3rd visit. I wonder if it's the 4th, actually. That 2 for Benny, plus Maddie had, well, the 2 visits before, because when she came out to make the pitching change, it's counted as a visit. but reliably been informed that it wouldn't have been charged as a visit. So 3 was confirmed by Paul Jones. In the dirt, nicely blocked once again. Love to see a stat on blocked pitches at Heath and have plenty. I reckon it should be close to double figures just tonight. Johnston pops it up, but out of play. Stephanie Yamada waiting on deck. Nobody out and the base is loaded. For Eastern Suburbs. Trying to overcome a 3-run deficit. Ripped into left field. Matisse Kennedy makes the catch. Tagging will be Claire O'Sullivan. The throw will be held on the infield by La Scala at short. It's a quality at-bat there for Kayla Johnston with the sacrifice fly. Bringing the Eastern Suburbs Dolphins to within 2.
Now batting, Stephanie Yamada.
Five outs remaining for the Eastern Suburbs side, trailing by 2. Yamada takes the first pitch from Irwin. Top of the zone for ball 1. That one popped up. That'll get off the fascia of the grandstand. Runners now just at first and second after the sacrifice fly. Outside corner, located beautifully by Irwin to get the strike 2 call. Trying to retire Yamada for the 4th time. Check swing, ducked out of the way of it, popped it up, but it'll land just behind the scorer's booth. Left the periscope up. Not in the traditional sense. Out of times you see a hit a duck, leave the periscope up and the ball lands foul. The opposite lands fair. That's when it really gets fun. That one popped up left side this time. Hosey running out of room underneath it. Can't get the glove to hold it in. It'll drop in foul territory and give Yamada another chance. One, two. Fight in from Irwin. Hosey, 3rd time lucky. She stands on 3rd. Is a throw in time to 1st? No, it's not. A tough night over at 3rd for Brianna Hosey. But she has that one in the glove, stands on the base to retire needs on the fielder's choice. And that's a huge 2nd out for Blacktown.
Coming up to bat, Iris Ung.
Nice job by Hosey. Stayed composed. Right side blocked by Heath. It'll allow both runners to move up. Tying run for the Dolphins now stands at 2nd base once again. They had it earlier in the inning for the sacrifice fly. Now with that wild pitch, runners on 2nd and 3rd, but 2 out for Iris Ong. Right side foul. 1-1 into Ong, too high. Ong bails out. 2-1 the count. And again, Owen leaves it up. A risk of walking Ong here. We'll be happy to see a pitch. Fouls that one off. Moves the count to 3-2. Irwin does have first base open. And the 9-hole hitter in Kira King waiting on deck. He'd rather face King in the 7th. Top of the zone, but too high for ball 4, and the base is once again loaded. And it will bring King up, the 9-hole hitter.
Now batting, Kira King.
Couple of ground outs and a strikeout for Kira King. Off the glove of Irwin. She's got to hunt it down. King's quick, but a great recovery by Madison Irwin. Stuck the glove out at it. It took a deflection. Probably rolled away from her more than she would have wanted it to. But she got to the ball in time, set her feet and made it throw to Bree Green to restrict the Dolphins to just 1. We head to the 7th. Is this the final inning? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Now batting, Tiana La Scala.
Tiana La Scala with a hard hit ball there, but she's hit it to the one player who can cover a lot of ground and has a rocket of an arm, and that's Claire O'Sullivan. That's the first out. Here in the top of the 7th, Blacktown looking for an insurance run or two. With this game playing in the 7th. Dolphins trying to keep it a 2-run ball game. They'll have the top of the order to the bottom of the 7th. Breaking ball from all. Two balls and one strike. Swinging that one by Bree Hosey, and their count now 2-2. Tipped off the glove. The call batch couldn't handle it. And Hosey will get another chance. 3 strikeouts for Hosey on the night. A couple of tough plays at third as well for a couple of errors. Finally had ball and glove for an out in the 6th. Breaking ball popped up, but into the Dolphins dugout despite the best efforts of Delacour Batch. Another 2-2. Iris winds and she delivers. Popped up, this time on the infield. Ong underneath it. Makes the catch and retires Hosey for out number 2.
Now batting, Madison Owen.
Top of the order comes back around for a 5th time for Blacktown. Blacktown leading by 2. They need 3 more outs to defend their title from last year. Owen rips that one up the line. We're back tomorrow. What time was the first game? 10 a.m. with 3rd grade, 2nd grade at 2, and 1st grade at 5. 6. Of course, 4-hour time slots. It'll be our 3rd grade and 2nd grade preliminary finals. The winners going into the grand final. Oh, controversial strike call on that one. Blacktown supporters not too happy with it. Cartha playing Blacktown in 3rd grade. Ride sitting in the grand final. Borkham Hills and Ride do battle in 2nd grade with Blacktown sitting in the grand final. Ripped over the top of the left fielder, Yamada. It's going to be a long run for the outfielders. It didn't roll that far, as we mentioned earlier. The ball not going to travel in its conditions. And Matty Irwin with a big 2-out double here in the 7th. And then Borkham Hills and Blacktown will
Takara Golden House
get their 3-game series underway in the nightcap. But first, it's Blacktown threatening with 2 outs to extend their lead. Make it just that little bit harder for the Dolphins in the bottom of the 7th. 10 runs on 10 hits for Blacktown, 8 runs on 6 hits for Eastern Suburbs. Certainly not the pitcher's duel you've expected for grand finals, but it's been a good offensive battle. (18-16) the final last night. That was a shootout. Eastern Suburbs almost coming all the way back in the last to steal it. Popped up. Takara. Miscommunication. Needs though. Gets there but can't hold on to it. And that's probably Laura Needs' ball from the outset. Not only as a first base, but also as a veteran of this team. Lower part of the barrel for Takara. And Blacktown get an extra opportunity here with Madison Heath, who's done damage tonight.
Coming up to bat, Madison Heath.
You wouldn't expect Hilton House to last long over at first. She'll want to get in scoring position quickly. Wong checks on the runner. Carter's back on the base. The Bunnies hold on against the Tigers. Not going on first pitch. Another check. Irwin stationary over there at third. Pitch high to 2-0 for Heath. What does Ong do here? Does she tempt the strike zone? Or is she happy to load the bases? Popped up right side. They do have Rhiannon Boyarsky waiting on deck. It was the replacement for Ebony Van Ennard at the pitching change drama in the fourth. Bottom of the zone in the dirt, so now 3-1. Ripped in the centre field. Johnston over to it. Can't make the catch. And Takara's coming home, and she will be out at home. Great relay in by the defense from the Dolphins. Phil Cassidy's out there asking the question. Takara Heldenhouse thrown out trying to extend the Blacktown lead. They do get one. It's 11-8 as we head to the bottom of the seventh.
batting, Sayaka Mori.
3 outs sit between Blacktown's back-to-back championships. 4 runs needed for the Dolphins. Maddie Irwin out here to close it out for her team. Maury takes the first 2 pitches out of the zone, 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike. It's the top of the order. The best spot you want to be in when you're trailing. That one too high. Maury, Delacour, Batch, O'Sullivan and Needs. And they string together a bunch of hits. Tie it up or walk it off. The 3-1 in there for 3 and 2. 11 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors for Blacktown. 8 runs on 6 hits for the Dolphins with 3 errors. Outside corner, Maury frozen, 1 away. Claire O'Sullivan, 4 2/3, 8 runs on 8 hits, 4 of them earned with 4 strikeouts. 86 pitches, 53 strikes. Iris Hung in relief gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits on 45 pitches. Right side by Delacour Batch, down for a base hit. And past the right, the fielder in Cassidy. Delacour Batch off to the races. She's going to head around second and pull up into third. It'll be a single with a 2-base error for Riley Delacour Batch. And is that the start of a rally for the Dolphins? Sometimes the smallest of opportunities is all you need.
Now batting, Claire.
And good teams can really make you pay. For Blacktown, it was Ebony Van Enden with 3 2/3 innings. Claire O'Sullivan taking a called strike for strike number 1. 7 runs, 5 earned on 5 hits. She walked 5 and struck out 4 on 87 pitches. Maddie Irwin, 2 outs away. Just the 1 earned run so far off her 2 2/3 innings. She's also walked 5 and struck out 4. She's at 71 pitches. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Heath. Two and 1 here to Claire O'Sullivan. That one rides on the inside corner but doesn't take it for 3 and 1. And a walk for Claire O'Sullivan. Will bring the tying run to the plate. Still work to do for the Dolphins.
Now coming up to bat, Laura Needs.
But Dolphins are putting the parts in place. Can they pull it off? Or if Blacktown got a trick up their sleeve to finish it. Steps off the back. And Sullivan goes on first pitch. Uncontested stolen base. Ball 1 to Needs. Blocked again by Heath. Delacour Batch has had a game, 3 for 4. 2 runs, an RBI and a walk. Also has a double. Been tidy behind the plate. And we're just struggling to locate here against the tough at bat of Laura Needs. Maybe an unintentional, intentional walk with first base open. Going to bring the double play back into favour for Blacktown. Needs and Heath just having a bit of a giggle to themselves. 4-4 to Lulu. And the Dolphins now have the tying run on base. No movement in the Blacktown dugout from the coaches. Ben Maguire and Phil Cassidy putting their faith.
Now batting, Rebecca Nelson.
And Maddie Irwin. Rebecca Nelson, she's 1 for 1 and 3 walks. Irwin misses inside. Interestingly, the Dolphins, all their runs have come through the first 4 batters. 2 for Maury, 2 for Delacour Batch, 3 for Claire O'Sullivan, and 1 run for Laura Needs. Now Benny Maguire comes out to speak with Matty Irwin. This will be the 4th visit to the mound. Nervous finish here for Blacktown, trying to defend their title and lift the trophy for the 3rd time in 4 years. The meeting of the minds over on the mound. Is that the little break that Matty Irwin needed with the bases loaded and a 2-0 count? I definitely love a 2-0 mound visit. Nelson to the right side. Boyarsky can't get there. That's into right field. 2 runs will score with O'Sullivan heading home. The throw on line, just not in time. And we're 1 run away from a tied ball game. Great throw by Cara Cassidy from right field, but it was probably 2 steps too late to get Claire O'Sullivan. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. And the winning run now for the Dolphins stands at first base with Kayla Johnston getting some final instructions from Peter Needs.
Now coming up to bat, Kayla Johnston.
An 11-10 ball game, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. The tying run in Laura Needs stands at 2nd. The winning run in Rebecca Nelson stands at 1st. She's 2 for 2, 3 walks, 2 RBI. That one over the top of Matisse Kennedy. Rebecca Nelson's going to be off to the races. She's around 2nd. Lulu's around 3rd. She's heading home. Rebecca Nelson's going to be stopped at 3rd. And the Dolphins are 90 feet away from an improbable walk-off. 11 all the score. A big double there by Kayla Johnston. And the scores are tied here in the 7th.
Now batting,
Stephanie Yamada will bat with 1 out. The Dolphins, can they pull it off? Or can Matty Irwin wiggle out of it? He needs 2 outs. Right side by Yamada, but foul. The 0-2 blocked for the 55th time by Matty Heath. That's missing low as well, so the count now 2-2. Stephanie Yamada, a .483 hitter with 14 hits, with 3 of them for extra bases. She's driven in 12. Right side, foul. The 13th RBI would be the biggest one of her life. The count to 2-2. Blacktown's defense has to be flawless here. They've got the infield drawn in. Outside. The ball 3. You got Iris Ong waiting on deck, getting instructions from Laura Needs. The 3-2. Swing and a miss! Big punch out by Matty Irwin. Benny Maguire telling his field you can go back to regulation depth.
Now batting, Iris.
And it's up to Iris Ong to keep it going for the Dolphins. She's 0 for 2 tonight. Popped up, right side, Cassidy over to it. Can she get there? No! It drops for a base hit, and the Dolphins win it! Iris Ong, the hero! She comes in to relieve Claire O'Sullivan, and then comes up with the game-winning hit. Did she touch first? Blacktown are appealing. There's no call. Glenn Taylor's grabbed his stuff. He's packing up. They're going to check at home. They're asking questions. Now time is called. The Dolphins have celebrated. Game is called. Eastern Suburbs Dolphins come back from 3 runs down in the 7th and walk it off. 12-11 the final. Iris Ong, the hero. She kept Blacktown to just 2 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings. And then comes up with the base hit to win her team the Women's League First Grade Championship for 2025-2026. We'll have presentations on field for you shortly, but I'll wrap it up here in the booth. Big thanks to Benny Price for the work with Stream Machine. And a big thank you to those watching on at home. It's been another great year in the Women's League. Blacktown taking out 2nd grade and the Dolphins taking out 1st grade. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our two grand final teams tonight. What a game that was. I'd like to start tonight's presentation just with a few thank yous. The first one to the New South Wales Women's League Committee and the executive Janine Hunt and Roger Morris. To Baseball New South Wales and all the staff out here running our final series, to John Bailey and his umpires, and a big well done to our umpires tonight, Leanne Garside, Glenn Taylor and Paul Jones. A huge shout out to the Blacktown Workers State League guys for getting out here tonight and pulling the tarp when we needed it and getting it off. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have got our grand final on tonight, so huge kudos to you and good luck to the teams for the rest of the final series this week and next. We'll start with the runners-up. We'll get Phil Cassidy to come out and say a couple of words on behalf of Blacktown Workers.
Firstly, thank you to Baseball New South Wales for hosting the event. It was an absolute cracking grand final. Our girls, hats off girls, we fell all the way to the end. It's just a couple of things that didn't go our way, but unfortunately that's baseball. So Dolphins, congratulations. You've left everything out on the field, same as our girls. So congratulations on your win. Thank you to all the supporters that hung around. I know it's a long day, but thank you for coming down, cheering everyone on. It was a good atmosphere out there tonight. Thank you. Cara Cassidy. It's Cara Gunhouse. Ebony Bernine. Madison Irwin. Bree Hosey. Matisse Kennedy. Bree Green. Bree Zovic. Brianna Bajowski. Tiana Lascala. Taylor Napier. Madison Heath. Mackenzie Jackson. Madison McGuire. Ben McGuire. just a big thank you to our little supporters that we've had all through the year. You guys have been awesome in the dugout. Good job.
Thanks, Phil. Congratulations to the Blacktown workers. Before we hear from the Eastern Suburbs Dolphins, the first award we'll present tonight will be the Grand Final MVP. It seriously could have gone to anyone, and until that last play, there was a list. But this year, the Grand Final MVP goes to a player who was solid with the bat, great on the mound, and came up with a game-winning hit, and that's Iris Orme. Please welcome out the Dolphins manager, Laura Needs.
First of all, thank you to Blacktown. That was a hell of a game. Both starters from both teams threw outstanding out there today, so really good to see some good pitching and fantastic hitting from to both teams. Thank you to the league, providing us a platform to play this wonderful game, and thanks to the umpires and scorers, because we don't get to get out on the field without you guys. Thank you to the crowd for staying for so many hours. Oh my God. And to the Dolphins, you guys are fantastic. I love to play the big game with you guys, and I love seeing you want to play the game when those challenging times happen. And I wish we would stop doing this in the challenging way, but it's fantastic to see you guys keep growing. So we wouldn't be able to do any of this without Pete. So thank you to Pete so much. You are the heart and soul of this team, and we don't get to step on this field and enjoy the game the way we do without you. So thank you for everything you do for this team and for this club. Starting off, our leadoff, Sayaka Mori. Riley Delacour Batch absolutely crushed today, mate. Fantastic. The leader of our pack, Claire O'Sullivan. The big dog, Beck Nelson. Our tennis superstar, Steph Yamada. Kayla Johnston. our MVP, Iris. Kira King, our utility. Mataya Khan. Jessica Kennedy. Olivia Jackson. Quincy Hindmarsh. Our wonderful scorer, Rosemary Needs. And our real MVP, Peter Needs.
It gives me great pleasure to present the Ria Cornell Shield to Laura Needs and the Eastern Suburbs Dolphins, the 2025-26 New South Wales Women's League champions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attendance tonight. We welcome you down on the field to get photos of the championship winning team. And for those heading home, have a safe trip home. We'll see you back at baseball soon.